Hi guys, so today I'm gonna talk about a few updated news. These are from basically late April 2025. I will be talking about things like how Trump was having big issue being fact checked in the interview, the Canadian election, so Canada's election, a recent one, which party won, which is good, and not exactly vote from Trump. Smithsonian response to the whole situation with the budget cuts and things like that, unfortunately for them. And another congressman talking about impeachments, articles of impeachments, trying to pass that regarding Trump because they want to impeach Trump. So I'm gonna react to this really, really quick about Trump meltdown. Has a whole meltdown, tantrum because of being fact checked. But Trump hates that. It's a quick video. It's less than 2 minutes. I want to see. Doesn't seem like I can make it full screen, but that's okay.
One man, but even the man that you picked out, he said he wasn't a member of a gang. And then they looked, and on his knuckles, he had MS-13.
Yeah, the thing that Trump's talking about, if some of you have not known this yet, he's talking about how Garcia had MS-13 tattoos on his knuckles, but when you look at the image, it's clearly really just bad Photoshop. It's really bad. You can tell it's not real. But Trump is either acting, Trump is either a complete moron or what I really think he's doing. He's so stupid, but he really fakes being really ignorant about stuff, acting like he doesn't really know or can tell when something is just obviously shit uh, Photoshop work. It's just to keep going with his own narrative that if you're undocumented, especially if you're a documented individual who is a person of color, like Garcia's situation, who's Hispanic, you must be a criminal. You must be part of a gang, right? You're Hispanic, or you must be part of MS-13. That's his mentality. It's the whole white supremacist typical playbook. Go after the minorities because they're easy targets and try to give more power specific to rich white men. That's always the goal.
Wait a minute. He had MS-13 on his knuckles.
He really sounds just like a old ass grandpa, like guy who just is so angry and it's incredible. But he loves the attention power.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on. Wait a minute. Terry. You did not have the letter MS1. It says MS13. That was Photoshop. So let me.
I love how the guy interviewing Trump is so on point, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's Photoshop." Let's get to the next point. I love that. It's most interviewers do not have the courage like this gentleman does to fact check Trump and other Republicans and Democrats in Congress right on the spot. I noticed that with corporate Democrats and Republicans in general, they always get away with saying bullshit. But if you go with someone who's more left leaning Democrat, or even a Republican who's just very critical of Trump and other Republicans who are not going by the Constitution, they go after those people hardcore. So it's nice to see someone actually doing what should have been done from the beginning all the time with Trump, who has lied tens of thousands of times. It's incredible.
That was Photoshop. Terry, you can't have that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay.
He's such a child, man. Trump is just such a kid. I chose it because frankly, I never heard of you, but I like Trump. Come on, you know you're wrong. He hate one thing that Trump really hates is when someone's able to prove that he's wrong and make himself look stupid. Trump doesn't like a lot of people making him look stupid. He already makes himself look stupid all the time, but when someone can prove him wrong really clearly and it's very obvious, he hates that. It's one thing for him to bullshit and say whatever he wants and people just go along with it or just don't fact check him, they just move on. But when someone really fact checks him really in a very quick and direct way, it really annoys Trump because now he cannot go just by the playbook that he normally does. And it makes it things a little bit harder. And Trump hates that. He wants people to just be yes men, yes women, loyal to him, and that's it. When you should be loyal to the Constitution and the people you represent. the constituents. Not you as a president. You as a president doesn't really matter. I'm not loyal to the president of the country. I'm loyal to the Constitution of the United States and the people I represent as a public servant. So I'm loyal to the state constitution, to the U.S. Constitution, and I'm loyal to the constituents I represent as someone who's a public servant, as I conduct public service. That's what I'm loyal to as a public servant myself, not to the governor of my state or to the commissioner of my department. Yes, I still converse with upper management in my state department, but I'm specifically loyal to the people I deliver public service to, and the Constitution of the state and the U.S. Constitution. That's how it should be for every civil servant. Not I just gonna be loyal to the big guy, which in my case would be the governor of my state. And if in fact the government would be Trump, like that's wrong to do.
I picked you, Terry, but you're not being very nice. He had MS.
There is being very nice, actually, just pointing out that the Trump is making a very egregious comment about Garcia, claiming that he's this big, dangerous criminal who should never be allowed to be here when he's not. Garcia is just an average dude trying to get by every day, and now his family is still waiting for him when he's stuck in El Salvador. It's not good. The guy has a family. His wife would be on the news several times talking about it, and it's very traumatic. That's disgusting. But then Trump forgives insurrectionists, 1,500 of them. Like, that's a problem. Why are allowing these guys to be forgiven, but the one dude you had no evidence of, and the DOJ admitted that they were wrong, but they still did anyway. They still deported him, even though it was an error. They admit to it, and you going this hardcore. It's just wrong. Go hardcore against white supremacists. No one's gonna be angry at you if you were accidentally deporting some insurrectionists. No one will care. But I think they still should have due process. Not saying they shouldn't, but at least people would be less angry at you if you're going after white supremacists, going after some dude who didn't do anything legally wrong on paper, or even anecdotally speaking, when he's just an average guy trying to survive and he has a whole family, and your own Department of Justice admitted that they made a mistake, it was an error, and you just doubled down on keeping him stuck in El Salvador. Trump needs to get him back if you really wanted to.
13 tattoo. We'll agree to disagree. I want to move on to something else. Terry, do you want me to show you the picture? I saw the picture. Well, and you think it's Photoshop? Well, here we go.
It was obviously Photoshop, and anyone can tell it was Photoshop. I can guarantee you, my own grandma from Brazil will be able to tell it's Photoshop.
Here we don't Photoshop it. Don't look at his hand. He did have tattoos that can be interpreted that way. I'm not an expert on them. I want to turn to Ukraine. No, I want to get to Ukraine. No. He had MS as clear as you can be, not interpreted. This is why people no longer believe the news because when he was photographed in